So people out there with their placards, yeah, peace, yeah. And the police and the boy them is standing there looking menacing, innit? So Kendall, like all these other, like, so the Muslim girl is
maybe I should have described this.
Okay, name me, man. So the Muslim girl is doing her photos, yeah. She's doing her photos in her shop, and I think one of the black. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Now you know it feels like, bitch.
You picked the damn shower. So anyway, so basically what happens. Let me finish. I'm getting there. I'm actually doing a stab as well because I always complain that it takes so long. So basically what happens is the Muslim comes out from where she's taking her pictures to come back to go to... Why are you laughing for? The
Muslim comes out, the Jew in it.
Yeah, exactly. So to go out and take her pictures. The blacks start coming around from the dancing or whatever to come down to the protest. God.
So basically, a Muslim and a black and a Jew share a Pepsi.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, rodents, and other small insects. Welcome to another episode of Eloquently Saying Nothing, the podcast. This is season 2, episode 15. I'm Stavros Boss, welcoming you. Let's go around the room and see who else has want to say hello.
Is it episode 15 already? I thought it was 14, you know?
No, we've done 14.
Okay, Wilder's in the building. What's up, good?
Down.
What's up, good?
What's
wow.
Up? What's up? You sound like a true after, you know.
Okay, let's do this again. Wahalla's in the building. What's good, people? What's up, good? Any type of bush language.
That's what I'm saying.
What's up, good, man? What's up, good? What's up, good?
Warpening. Simple Simon's in the building. Hello, innit? Keep it simple.
Do. What's happening, people? This is Mr. Wolf in the building.
I thought you were going to start singing.
Nah, that's just been in my head for the past week or so. What's up? Don't give me dirty looks, Webs. I wasn't going to take your limelight.
Dad, you can take it if you want, bro. I don't mind. It has to be 80s, though. Sensitive child, keep running wild in a confined space. You're not to blame, 'cause you're not the same. Get on the case. Crazy sheep, you are the odd one out. Crazy sheep, let them know what you're all about. Episode 15, her pussy is clean. What's going on, people? It's your boy Webbs. Yes, I said it.
This man went straight to virginity.
Yes.
How did you know? How did you know it's clean?
Vag. Because it's episode 15.
Who sang that?
That was Curiosity Killed the Cat.
Okay.
Misfits.
I see what you did there. So then you said the vagina was clean because curiosity killed the cat. Cat is the
no, you're giving him too much. You're giving him too much credence, bruv.
Why? Get out of my brain.
You're giving him too much credence.
Too much credence.
Has anybody got anything they want to say before we get started? Anything that's on their mind?
I do.
Yes.
Check pussy.
Go on, Webs.
I don't like your face.
Don't whisper, please.
I don't like your face.
Is that what you wanted to say?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone else?
Voila.
Go on.
I would like to ask you, Stav.
Yeah.
Have you fixed the shower yet?
That's funny.
No, not particularly.
Day 85 in Stavros' house.
Day
Stavros still doesn't fix the shower.
I like that.
Hang on, what's the hashtag again?
That's
I even
funny.
forgot it. What's
The
the hashtag?
hashtag is Stavros fix. No, Stav fix the shower. That is the actual hashtag.
Hashtag fix the shower.
We've
I
got
love
2
it.
hashtags that we like. Stav fix the shower and Life is Eco Fam are the 2 hashtags. But every time or every week we do the podcast and Stav hasn't fixed the shower, we have to do it like Big Brother.
Yes.
And we have to give him a day.
Yes.
Day 85
In the truth house.
in the Stavros house.
Shower not fixed.
Stav's had a hard day at work. Baby's crying. Shower's not fixed.
Stav comes home. Has gone in jollof rice. Shower
Dies.
not fixed.
I like these.
Stavros, can you come into the Big Brother room, please?
Stavros, can you come into the bathroom, please?
Stavros, we have to ask the question. Your wife and child are dying for thirst, dying to wash in the shower. You seem to not care. It's 85 days.
Shower's still not fixed.
Would you care to respond, Stavros? Life's ego, fam. I shower at work, innit?
Anyway, let's go.
Everybody's happy.
The straight face on this guy.
Black bastards. Yes, because I'm a professional. You know, I'm trying to regulate things and get them all.
Well, like the shower.
All right, then, you black bastards just want to bully me, so it's my week this week, it seems. It's okay. I can deal
every
with
week, bro. You bring it on yourself.
It was your week when you was born.
Dark brown shade of my skin.
Day 1, Stavros is born. Shower's still not fixed.
Oh, shit, boy.
All right, okay. First of all, let's talk about the situation with Mel B. No, you know what, before we lead on to the Mel B thing, guys, could you be with a woman who was more successful than you? What would be the outcome of that situation? Whatever field you're both in a similar field, and she's just supremely more successful than you. Is that a problem for you?
Supremely more wealthy, loads of money as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
More money than you, more successful than you.
Mr. Wolf doesn't mind. I have no problem with that.
It wouldn't bother you in the slightest.
So far as I'm still doing my thing, my thing is pretty good. I mean, Mr. Wolf believes that if he's doing his thing the best of his ability, he'll be successful. So maybe she is in a field that may just be more, that may bring in more money,
But Stav said that you're in the same field.
Is it?
That's what I said. We know people don't listen.
Yep, you're both in the same field outside picking that cotton.
So let's say that you're both doctors or whatever, and you're just a general practitioner and she's a neurosurgeon.
No. Let's say that he does what he actually enjoys doing. What is it that you would like to do?
Let's say you're a football manager.
That's funny.
So you manage Millwall, yeah?
Cool.
And she manages Chelsea.
No, I'm just a regular. You get me?
Sorry, Millwall fans.
You get me? You know what? There is an actual scenario that relates to this. Paul Pescasolido? You remember him? He was a football player. I think he was from Canada, and he was just an average football player. But his wife is one of the directors at West Ham, and she was the main head at Birmingham.
Oh, okay. I forget her name.
The one that does Dragon.
She does the Apprentice as well.
Apprentice as well.
What's Deborah? What's her name? Is it Deborah Meaden?
No, not Dragon Den. The Apprentice.
Oh, the old woman, the old white woman.
No, not Margaret.
What's her name, Steph?
You keep talking, and Karen Brady.
Karen Brady. That's it.
So basically, Paul Pescasolido is just an average. He was a very, very average player.
Are they still married?
They're still together.
So she just didn't take his name.
Nah.
Biatch.
Imagine that.
Not only less successful, she's like, I'm not having your name.
That's 2 slaps.
How can I be called Pescasolido?
Karen Pescasolido.
So it hasn't got a ring, not a good bell to it.
Yeah, it's not a rich name, is it? It's not rich like me.
You manage Millwall. She manages Chelsea. She's bringing back all these trophies to the yard, and you're just bringing back, McDonald's.
You just
You're not
excited that you got the Monopoly, the McDonald's Monopoly, and she's there with these trophies.
So basically, she's earning in the region of
8 million
a year.
You're
and I'm bringing home maybe 100,000.
Yeah, 100,000, 200,000 a year.
I'm still getting that pussy though. I'm still beating that, innit?
I like that answer.
I'm still beating it well.
That's a confident man. That's a confident
Yeah,
man.
but when you finish and you leave money on the counter, what are you gonna do? Treat yourself there, hey, Mr. Wolf. You did it well.
No, her money is my money.
Oh wow, okay. Are we doing anything?
That's it in my household. Yeah.
Oh, well,
That is the scenario, and that's what it would be.
See, I'm very different with all of that, you know.
My money is her money,
My money is her money,
and her money is it's our money.
No, so it's my money is our money, and her money is her money. Okay. That's how I do it.
That's how you want it? No, that's how the woman does it.
No, that's how I do it.
So what about her?
She would prefer to probably share the money more.
Have you noticed? Have you did nothing? It's like, well, if this is what I want, then that's how it is, isn't it? It's like,
no, it's not like that.
It's
not like that. So we have discussions about stuff. So you know when he talks about divvying up things in the house and stuff like that. So she pays for stuff in the house, like the shopping and stuff like that. But when it comes to actually the money side, I suppose my money is still my money because it's in my. We don't have a joint bank account or anything like that. So.
Ooh.
It's just so it's not nothing like that. So
Saros does. It's got 98p in it. I think.
so maybe if
we open it, that's all it's getting.
If it was a joint bank account, it would be our money. So I suppose it's still my money and her money is her money. But I would never ask her for money. Does that make sense? She never asked me for money either. I would just buy everything that I can for her. But she never asked me for anything. So it's weird. So for me, even saying that my money is her money, she never asked me for anything. I just get her things. If you know what I mean. Does that make sense?
That's got nothing to do with anything, man. Buying each other stuff. What's that got to do with
like,
money, my money?
When I say, I'm talking about when we go to dinner, I'll pay for the dinners. If we do this, I'll pay for everything.
Yeah.
So that's where I would say it's her. I say it's our money. I'll pay for stuff, innit? Whereas I will never ask her for money. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, but it doesn't make sense if you know what I mean.
No, I don't.
I get what you're saying, but what's that got to do with her money being my money and my money being her money?
I don't know.
I'm just explaining. Saying that when you go out, you pay for food and stuff. That's got nothing to do with saying
answer the question.
Money's not your money.
Yeah. What the original question itself?
Yes.
If my missus was more successful than me,
Would it be
I
a
got
problem?
ego, boy. Life is ego, fam. Life is ego, fam. I know that if my wife is more successful than me, I'll be happy that she's successful. I'll be very happy that she's successful. But I know that I'd have to try and catch her.
You'll try and catch her.
I'd have to catch her. Bro.
Yeah.
I'd have to.
One
and if
time.
I don't catch her, I'll be upset. I feel like
secretly, yeah.
Secretly, outwardly, I'll be upset. I'll tell her I'm upset I didn't catch you.
Why?
Because I want to be the same level as my missus, isn't it?
The same or more?
You want to be the breadwinner, boy. That's what you want to be.
No, let him answer.
I don't know. I want us to be neck and I want us to be neck and neck. That make sense?
Okay.
I think that's the right answer.
No, I want us to be neck and neck.
Answer,
no, I want us to be neck and neck. I don't ever want to be less than her. I don't want to be behind. I'll tell you that from now. But I do want us to be neck and neck. Why would I want her to be have it less than me? I don't want that. I wouldn't want that to happen. That makes no sense. I don't even want you, man, that's my bedroom, to be less than me, let alone my wife.
Webs? Don't sing, bruv.
Success is not just about money, by the way.
That's very true.
Yes.
We have to think about. I'll come back after then.
It mean I don't have to worry about buying trainers because she'll buy it all. Outwardly, I guess I'd be fine with it. Inwardly, I'd have an issue. So no, I wouldn't want my spouse to be further afield than me financially. I'd rather we were equal.
No, everybody wants to be equal.
Simple.
I can't wait for this answer.
So, what are we calling success?
Mm-hmm. Your definition of success, but it's in some sort of field of work.
Something that you enjoy.
Not I'm successful with pounding yam.
All right. So,
and you're both in the same field.
So here's the thing, yeah. If the missus is more successful than me, it would matter how she's more successful than me. If it's genuine talent, skill, and application, then I have to admit defeat. Even though I wouldn't give up, but I'd have to admit defeat and say, okay, she's just better than me in this field. But if it's a matter of feminine woes being...
running for the six with my woes.
Woes, you get me? Like feminine woes helping her to win. Like, I will feel a bit aggrieved by that. But not her. I feel aggrieved by the process. It's one of them double standards that you have to swallow. But
when does women ever get boosted because of their womanhood.
No, it happens.
Of course it happens.
It happens.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe not often, but it does.
I know women that have been able to leverage their womanness.
Leverage their womanness.
Using their feminine prowess.
Feminine, what do they call them? The feminine, there's a terminology that they use for this.
Penis.
No, come on, man. Feminine penis. What the hell?
You been going to the mixed toilets again, innit?
Ladies and gentlemen, those of you that are listening to this podcast,
Man's been
I
Thailand,
just want that image in your head. The feminine penis.
Nah, you
Horrible.
No, but I mean,
Hashtag feminine penis.
they call it something. They call it the feminine wilds or feminine wheels, or whatever it is.
Feminine wows.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called. There's
I think it's that. Go on.
Is it? Yeah, there's a term for it anyway. So, so yeah, if it's a genuine thing, then you have to accept the L. But outside of that, if I've got any control over it, I'd rather not. I just would rather not for two reasons. One, because like I don't know, it's been ingrained in me a little bit, and the second reason is really weird. Like, it would let my dad down. Like, I'm
It
serious.
would let every African dad down.
It would let my dad down. Like, he's the type
Yeah.
of.
Have you seen what he has done?
Like, I could imagine that if I go to visit him and that, he'd give her the bigger piece of meat.
Can you just imagine him looking at you saying, "You are the one that was the rapper in the house." Eh?
It would just give her. It will give her the bigger piece of meat.
You'd
And
get
then-
the neck.
And if I say anything, he'll be like, "Did you earn it? Did you earn
You
it?"
get the foot.
You know
Chicken
what?
foot.
You know what? Going off what Stav said, I just thought about it and what you said as well. Actually, simple. Imagine if you've been doing this thing, yeah, all your life. You've been training for this thing all your life, and then suddenly this woman just comes and does it in, she's doing it for, I don't know, 6 months, and then she gets promoted over you straight away. You're pissed.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I said to you. If it matters, is if it's like this genuine talent and skill. If that's the case, you have to take that. You can't be great at everything.
Yeah, but you'll be pissed though, because you've been doing something for 6 years. And she comes in 6 months and just cleans up.
Of course you will. But I mean, how's that different to how life is now? Right now, in your field of work, there is somebody in your field of work who does what you do, and you wonder how the hell it's possible that they are where they are and you are where you are. Happens right now.
Yes.
And they're not better than you at what you do.
You know, some people have one, the gift of the gab to get them into certain places, and maybe the skill set in their field of work makes no difference. Some people are just savvy and know how to get about or know how to get to places. So
Look at their knees. If they've got black marks around them, you know how they got there.
Jeez.
Simple.
Yes.
It's interesting, simple that you said take the L. It's a loss. I'm defeated.
Yeah.
These are the words. It's like you're losing if your partner makes more money than you.
Yeah.
It's like a competition.
That's how I feel. Look, listen.
Did you say money as well? What you was?
No, I said success.
Okay,
She's more
sorry.
successful.
Sorry.
I just call it. It is kind of a competition. I can't even pretend that it's not. You have to remember, yeah. When you're in, I look at things from a very, very basic principle, yeah. So, if you want to talk about alphaism and all that kind of business in the jungle, if you're not getting the most meat, then your pride isn't the one that's getting the most meat, which means you're not the top of the chain. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking alphaism here. So if my woman ends up earning more money than me, a small part of me will take it as a L. You're not gonna diminish my manhood or anything like that, but it'll be like, boy, do you know what I mean? Like, she'll be getting the best sex ever because I'll be vexed.
See, with me, I was saying this the other day. I wrote this down, and it's not just a case of it being my wife. I think it's everyone I'm in competition with. It could be my dad, it could be my mum, it could be my grandma. Right? We're in this life. We're in competition in certain aspects and certain things when it comes to success for me. But what I say is this: yeah, I want to beat you in the race, or let's say it's a mountain. I want to get to the top of the mountain. But as soon as I get to the top of the mountain, I want to put my hand down and drag you up so we're level again. And then we want to race again and keep doing that to the end of time.
And I feel you that. I feel you on that.
Keep doing that to the very end. We keep going back and forth.
Totally feel you on
all
that
my
one.
people. It don't matter if she's my wife or not.
I feel you on that one.
How about you, Stavros?
I
Answer the question.
always say that it doesn't. There's no point in me being rich by myself. What's
Exactly.
the point?
Yes.
What's the point in me being able to go? I don't know. Go on and buy a yacht and then just go on a cruise and then man them can't come. Like family, it doesn't make no sense to me. Everyone's got to come up same time. Or
You make them work on the ship, innit?
Look at me. I'm the captain now.
Go on, Steph.
Houseboy or ship boy?
In terms of the wife, Yes, I would like to make more money than my wife. I don't know, or for me, it's about money. It's not necessarily about success. So if it's just answering strictly the question, if it's just about success, then I want my wife to be more successful than me because I want her to be happier than me. And if success is going to bring that happiness, then I put her happiness before mine. But if it's finances, then I want to make more money than my wife because I want to be the breadwinner. That's my concise answer.
But what if money makes her happy? Having money makes her happy.
That's what she measures as success.
Well,
and having more money than you in particular.
Well, I don't want my woman to want to have more money than me. I don't think.
But you want to have more money than her?
Yeah, but because that's my job. My job is to bring home the bacon.
Oh, wow. Just swine eating.
Can you bring home a shower that works?
Because that is part of your job role as well, which you're not doing too well. So
you see, you go and Claire to bacon, and all she wants is a shower.
I got bacon, baby. I brought the bacon. But where's the shower, honey? Oh.
Hang on, digression though. I just thought about something. You know that super rich Nigerians, yeah? Like, if they've got yachts or what have you, do you think that at some point when they're on the yacht, they go, Nkechi, come on, bring.
Yeah, of course. Standard. From one side of the boat to the other.
Wow.
I'm just standing to the bow.
So you mean the house girl business just moves on to the sea?
That's what I said. House boy or boat boy.
So, Mel B. Mel B has...
what kind of segue was that, bro?
Well, I was going to go into it, and then we started talking about boats. So I had a good segue point, and then it got lost. What do you want me to do? I can't segue from segue. Okay, then. Boats, house girl, Spice Girls, Mel B.
Not bad.
Okay. She's recently broken up or filed for divorce with husband number 3 or whatever it is. I don't know who counts these days. But it has come out that she said now that he's been hitting her. So the reason that we spoke about successful women is because maybe we're clutching at straws here, but maybe it's because she's more successful than he is, or in brackets more successful, and that's why he's been overcompensating at home by showing his dominance by beating the so-called scary Spice. A lot of the social media talk about it has been like, so why did you stay? You're meant to be scary Spice. Nobody can hit you around. Like your people have been saying.
There's people saying that on social media.
People are saying,
yeah, man.
This is scary Spice. Like she's not the
hashtag leopard skin dress.
Chill.
Yeah, she's not gonna get hit around. Like, look at her. She's
some people.
She's a Brummy girl. Come on.
Hold on. Leave it out because they're saying that she's scary Spice and she shouldn't be intimidated. Let's be honest, yeah. This scary Spice image that she had, it wasn't no bad girl business. It wasn't like no.
Sorry, compared to the other pretty white girls that was in the group, she was the scary one.
She was the only black one too.
Exactly.
That's why she was scary.
Exactly. So it's not about scary as in like bad girl business. It was just like image. Like I don't understand why anyone would bring that up.
That's what I'm saying. Because social media people chat so much rubbish. It's unbelievable for people to actually type that shit and then send it through. Press that send button.
Listen, I do Team Petty on Tuesdays. I just do it. Hashtag Team Petty. I don't feel no way about it. But even I wouldn't go that low. That's
yeah. But you have to, let me list some of the allegations that have been made against this Stephen Belafonte. That was the husband's name.
Can you do it in a Brummy accent?
No. A string of allegations have been made in a harrowing court documents. I'm reading this off the Daily Mail, and I feel dirty. So I'm gonna have to get this shower. I'm gonna have to get this shower done so I can clean myself. Apparently he pushed her on the carpet the day before her Olympic performance. She had overdosed on aspirin, and he stopped her from calling an ambulance.
Okay. How did she know that?
Because she was trying to call the ambulance.
She was trying to call the ambulance.
How did she know that she overdosed?
I thought
because
she was overdosed.
She tried to kill herself.
Okay.
Come on, man.
So how's that him abusing her?
Because she tried to kill herself, and then when she decided that she didn't want to actually kill herself, he's stopping her from taking the aspirin, you bastard. Listen, from taking the hospital.
Guys,
it's not fun. That's not funny.
From taking the aspirin.
Yeah, please, man. Don't make me look down on you people. Just you're asking questions. Why is that wrong? So what else did he do? Claims that he forced her to have a threesome and threatened to release a sex tape.
Did they have the threesome?
Yes.
Yep.
Ooh.
Told her that she was worthless on many times. Suck it up. If he's going to die, he's going to die. He repeatedly told her as her father lost his battle with cancer. and
so a lot of verbal abuse.
He hid her passport, and yeah, wow.
I'll be honest with you, this guy sounds like a scumbag.
Well, yeah, a lot of men out there are.
She's got bruises on her face.
So there's verbal and physical abuse.
Physical, and emotional abuse.
And
he's also done stuff in front of the children. Apparently, he treated the nanny like she was his second girlfriend and stuff as well.
He apparently impregnated her and then forced her to get an abortion.
Was the nanny South American?
Consuela.
No.
No, Mr. Belafonte, no.
Sorry.
No, Mr. Spice, no.
I should have laughed, but that was funny.
Oh, fucking hell.
I'll tell you what, Webbs.
I'll say 7 Hail Marys afterwards.
What the hell, man?
I'll tell you what, Webbs.
He's going there.
Jesus is not going to visit your...
I'm going to wave from heaven as well. I'm going to wave for the bastard from heaven. You know what I'm going to do? While he's burning, I'm going to spit. Spit to collect, just so it can sizzle on his forehead. He's a bastard.
The thing about it is you lot all laughing though.
I didn't laugh.
That's what's bad.
I didn't laugh.
Oh,
Don't say you lot. I didn't laugh at all.
okay, 4 men laughed and you didn't.
What's that meant to mean, you bastard? I'm gonna say in that shadow that you showed that you threw.
You are the righteous of the righteous.
He said 4 men and 1 didn't. I have to say that I'm the woman in the group.
So this situation, what do you think about this social media? People basically no, and in general, this thing about when women are hit, that certain men is just like, well, if you stayed there, because obviously she was married to him for some time, and this situation was going on for a certain period of time, and people are like, well, if you stay there, then that's your business.
I
You
think
told
that's
us to stay
another
there.
foolish statement.
Simple Simon saying this guy's a scumbag. He's a complete scumbag.
The thing about this as well is I don't want to bring it in, but I am. You know they've got this strong black woman tag that they put against blacks, innit? So I'm assuming that a lot of these people probably thought she was, giving it a bit of math. Especially she's Scary Spice. He probably hit her because she probably said something to him, that got him a bit riled up, and he gave her a box. I really think that probably a lot of these people actually think.
But that's not justification, though, is it?
I didn't say it's justification.
I know, but I'm just saying.
But that's how people think. They think that they don't think about the man first. They think, what is the reason why this man hit the woman? And then when they see Scary Spice and they know of her, she's rowdy, she's had a lot of screaming and shouting matches, and she's even in the public, she's been known to be the one that runs her mouth a lot. That's how they think of it. And then you got Bo Selector to help as well, because remember Bo Selector made her look like she was one savage. And the same thing that he did with Crave David, he did with her, and people can't get that image out of their head now of how Scary Spice actually is. And I think that a lot of that is played into people's psyche now.
I'll tell you what, Simple Simon's ready to go to the moon, boy. I'm done with these human beings, man.
There's 2 points I want to touch on. I mean, social media gives everybody the opportunity to speak their truth. They finally get a chance to say what's always been on their mind without no filter. And with this situation, they'll say what they think of this woman and how this woman is perceived by her public persona. Her public persona will be completely different from her private persona. And we only see that because of what the media sensationalizes for her. But with this whole thing about your spouse being more successful, maybe he just had enough of her being successful. She's on every social stream out there, and he's not really a successful human being anymore.
Well, one of the things that they said that he beat her for was that he saw her on a show with Usher. I can't remember which one it was.
When he was jealous.
And he was jealous, yeah. And he's like, what are you doing with Usher? Why are you being, why are you there with Usher? Blah, 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 blah. And then he basically, I think he beat her for that. Or when she came home.
I'll be honest with you, as I'm listening to this unfold, I'm thinking that they should castrate him.
Did Usher by any chance go up to him and say, after tonight, don't leave your girl
No,
around,
he
neutral
didn't.
player for real?
For real.
He just basically the guy just seems to be very... See, when people say that people are insecure and these insecurities come out in different ways, I think this might be probably one of those times.
But are we judging this man before he's been?
Do you know what?
Is he
funny.
Is he guilty before?
It's funny you say that stuff because I was, don't mean to cut you, but I was thinking the same thing.
Most times I'm one of those guys that would be like, maybe think about it. But nah, with this one, he could, when you can look at something and say, you know what, this looks legit. This one looks legit, man. And the fact she tried to cover for him at the beginning as well was another thing that maybe makes it a bit more in my head that I think would be potentially a reason.
What do we know about him, though? What do we know about his background, his history, his working life? What do we know about him?
And with that question, it's not justifying the actions. It's just a question, because I know where you're going with this. For me, with everything that happens, there's a reason why it happened. There is a background. There is history in something. So his dad or his mum, his parents may have been in an abusive relationship, and asking those kind of questions for me is important. You know, it gets you to have a little bit of an understanding of the assailant, if that's the right word.
Simple Simon says castrate him.
I don't need to understand an adult. He's an adult. He should know that obviously beating his wife is the wrong thing to do, whether or not he's seen his parents do it or not. I think he should know by the time that he's now, he should know that beating his wife is not the acceptable thing to do. And as I said, if you see her, she's got bruises on her face that she's had to cover up. It's not.
I don't think
it's not pretty enough.
You can say he's an adult, but we don't know his mental state.
There's no excuse for it. But when you think about that, you know, is he a bit psyche? Is he a bit left-sided? You know, has he got a screw loose?
We like to give excuses, man.
No.
We like to give excuses,
not excuses.
What was said at the beginning, the question that Web Slinger asked, is that it's not an excuse. There's just reasoning behind certain things. So no one is condoning his actions, but you gotta sometimes ask questions and ask why these things are happening.
He's got too much testosterone. Take his balls. Simple.
Simple's on that swing and chop business. Webs?
Yeah, I think he's a bloody clown. But hey,
yes.
You were gonna say something?
No, I had nothing else to add to it.
You was gonna say something, Steph.
Me?
Yes.
Not really.
Okay. But he is a scumbag, just like what Simple Simon said. There's no doubt about it, because whenever you lay your hand on a woman, for me, it just diminishes your character, and rightly so.
No, actually, I was going to say, all right, we know about Mel B. We know her persona, her public persona. We've seen her grow through the media. We don't know much about this guy. What do we know about him?
That he's a scumbag.
Aside from the fact that he's an alleged scumbag.
And I'll tell you what.
What else do we know about him?
He's got too much testosterone. But take his balls. I'm not unmoved on that.
I think
I'll be honest with you.
If you're talking about does the background make a difference to why he's potentially done what it's alleged that he's done, then that's fair enough. But if the end product is, if the bottom line is that he has done, he has abused Melanie, then what difference does it make?
It makes a difference to know the psyche of the individual.
He's a pagan, man. Come on.
Yes, correct terminology, pagan. Yes.
Shame.
Bitch.
Can't.
All right.
Sorry.
With that, I think that's nice. And let's move on. And let's continue talking about women.
Mel B, by the way, I've seen her a couple of times in person. And on film, on TV, and the pictures don't do her justice. She is a beautiful woman. No word of a lie. She is stunning. Man.
Her sister ain't bad either.
Nah, her sister's got nothing on her, mate.
I know her sister ain't got nothing on her, but her sister ain't bad.
And I met her sister a good few times.
Yeah, I met her sister.
Lovely girl, but I'm not having it.
Would you?
All right. Kendrick Lamar released the first single from his upcoming album, so it should be out later on this week if you're listening as we release this podcast. And in the music video, he says lines such as he's sick and tired of picture perfect women, photoshopped women that don't have. He said, "Let me see some women with natural hair like Richard Pryor. Just let me see you with afros like Richard Pryor, and let me see women with stretch marks. Yeah, let me see some shaking asses with stretch marks.
I've got the lyrics there if you want me to say it.
No, I don't. So."
Denied.
But because what had happened was, and then the last bit he said, "All right, and fine."
The last bit he still said, "Doesn't because if you're natural with all your hair and blah 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 and stuff," said he'll still bang you down on your mother's couch.
No,
that's
even if you're not natural.
Did he?
That's the point.
Tintin.
No, the point is that he says, I want natural women, natural hair, no makeup. Let me see that cellulite and all that stuff on your bum. But even if you're not all of that stuff, I'll still bang you. Yeah.
Because that's what men do.
Then give me the lyrics.
Okay. He says, I'm so effing sick and tired of the Photoshop. Show me something natural like your afro on Richard Pryor. Show me something natural like an ass with some stretch marks. Still would take you down right on your mama's couch in polo socks.
So what do you think that means, Wahala?
I'm thinking he's talking about the people that he's referring to. That's the ones who will take them down on their polo socks.
Okay, then let's vote on this. You heard what the man said.
I will still take you down on your mama's couch in polo socks.
So, but he's still saying I'll still bang you. But what does he mean? Does he mean I'll still bang the people that I've just spoken about, or I'll still bang the people that I've just spoken about in terms of you? Which side are we talking about? The natural women or the women that are not so natural? So Wahala and Stavros have a stance. Let me read that. Pass me them lyrics. Let me read it because the way you did it was so with no passion or nothing.
It's true though.
No, because it makes a difference. I'm so fucking sick and tired of the Photoshop. Show me something natural like afro on Richard Pryor. Show me something natural like ass with some stretch marks. Still will take you down right on your mama's couch in polo socks. You wouldn't think that would rhyme.
I think there's bars missing in there, but I don't know.
I think from what I've gathered from that really poor rendition that you just did just now.
It was poor.
Oh yeah. As a matter of fact, you made me not want to hear that song ever
You
again.
sounded like
Oh yeah, the song is called Humble, by the way.
no.
Oh yeah.
What's that show? That spin-off from Family Guy.
American Dad.
No, it's about Cleveland.
Cleveland
Brown.
You sounded like Cleveland
Cleveland.
Brown.
Yes, I did it
That's
in the
your
voice
name.
of Cleveland.
Shower and Cleveland Brown. Hey,
I just want to sing.
So yeah, I think he was talking about he would still sleep with a woman that has stretch marks on her mama couch.
So he's on my side.
You people don't understand lyrics, man. God. Some of the backlash was actually because he said, "Oh, so you're judging the people that are."
Okay, let's just go with you in your thing. Let's just go with
No,
what you
I want to know what these two blacks
Isn't
think
the
as well.
backlash because he's the woman he's seeing
There's-
at the moment
yeah, there's-
is picture perfect apparently,
No,
or
but-
she's of the Caucasus.
I'll give you the what people have been moaning about, but before we do, I'm very interested into what you two guys take from those lyrics. Do you think he means the?
From the lyrics, his webs here, it sounds like he's still saying, "I will still bang you no matter what you are."
Yes, that is what he's saying.
I completely agree with that.
But
yeah, I mean,
He has his
Mr.
preference,
Wolf-
but he will still bang you no matter what you are.
Mr. Wolf, my original answer was going to be I'm not too sure until I heard Web Slinger.
so
I'm
You're-
siding with Web Slinger.
you're kind of both siding with me, by the way.
Kind of.
All right, okay. So Wahala's on Rap Genius. I think.
Are you happier now?
Same lyrics.
You feel happy about it?
No, I'm right. The people that disagree with me are wrong. It doesn't. I want you to all be right. That same way you guys would have climb up a mountain and bring you guys with me. I'm actually trying to just bring you with me. I don't want you to be wrong.
Except for Wahala.
No, I want him to be right too. So, but the backlash is there's a couple of things in the music video. He's got a light skinned woman with like straight curly hair or long curly hair.
Is she really light skinned?
How do you have straight curly
Yeah,
hair?
she's definitely
mixed
light.
race, isn't she?
She's light skinned.
She's mixed race.
She looks.
She's not mixed race as well.
She even looks like she could be.
She look a little bit coolie.
Yeah.
She looks mixed race.
Yeah, she does. She looks like black mixed
Hispanic
with something.
or
Yeah, so she's definitely or browning at least.
She's not full black.
Okay,
Browning, bedroom,
either
browning.
way, yeah, is a woman and she's part of her is got not freckles, but spots and stuff, and the other part is photoshopped perfect skin. And then there's a woman, the dark woman is the one where they show the arse shaking, and that's the one with the cellulite. So part of the backlash is why do you have a very light skinned woman when you're talking about ideas of beauty, and then when you're just looking at shaking bottoms, you got a dark woman. And then the lyrics, people didn't like the idea that, for like I just said, why is it you're saying you want this, and this in a woman, but then straight away say, I'll still bang you, even if you are full of makeup and whatnot.
So I don't understand what people's outrage is.
Man, they're reaching.
No, the idea that
They're reaching.
the idea that someone can express a preference and then say, but even if you fall outside that preference, you can still get it. I don't see what you don't get.
Unfortunately, what I didn't give it properly. What was fully said was, don't tell a woman what she should be like. Don't tell me I need to not have makeup. Don't tell me you want to see me with cellulite or with
That's
smooth
what
skin.
the women are saying.
It's like let me as a woman do what I want to do. It's not your right to tell me.
That's the backlash, right?
Yeah. Even like, so you might think, oh yes, it's good to say you want natural hair and good to say I want you with natural skin. But if I don't want natural hair and I don't want natural skin, then what you're doing now is judging me and saying that there's something wrong with me. F y'all. That's what they're saying. And so they're saying that it doesn't matter because you think you're all high and mighty because you're saying, oh, you want a natural woman. But now you're just all the women that are not natural, in inverted commas, in your eyes, you're saying that they're less so. And then you're saying they're less so, but I'm still going to bang you.
Okay. Yeah,
because that's what men do.
That's what the backlash was for. Something interesting, though, with what you was saying, Simple. I was listening to episode 2 just today, yeah? And in that episode, Simple Simon said something that is very relevant to the discussion we just had here, which is black women are the most critiqued women on the planet. Constantly critiqued about how they look, how they dress, and how they behave. Right? And we all, me and you agreed and was like, yes, they're constantly thinking it's bad and blah, blah, blah.
We all agreed.
Okay, yeah, we all agreed. I'm just gonna no, because it was me and Simple that were having the conversation going back and forth. But
because I respect the bike.
Okay, fine. I'm not disputing that. Okay, sorry. Stavros, who doesn't fix showers, also wants black women to be clean. and whatever. So we was having a back and forth, and though I still have that same thing in my head as we had did now, I don't see anything wrong with what he said in this discussion.
You can't be both ways.
No, I'm not saying that he's not critiquing them, but I don't think that he's being negatively critiquing them. Does that make sense?
Well, of course he is.
I don't think he is. I think he's just asking for... This is my thing about what I took from the actual lyrics, yeah? I took this. He's not just talking to women. He's talking to the industry, society, and women. So he's saying that he wants to see more women that's not photoshopped. So he's talking to photographers, videographers, everybody that's basically pumping all of this content into the world of women that's been photoshopped. All these music videos that all these women are in, that they're airbrushing out all of their stretch marks and all of this stuff. I think he's talking to them as much as he's talking to the women that are obviously putting up their Instagram posts and trying to avoid, putting on their filters and stuff to try and avoid showing these things that are part of their bodies. I don't think it was just specifically for women. I think it was just, it's saying in general, I am tired of seeing this in my eyeline.
Yeah. I hear you.
So
and the thing is, I don't disagree with him either. That's the thing. Like, it's gotten to the point where we are saturated with these near perfect images. Now, I'm not pointing the finger at who's to blame for those near perfect images, because we know that there's a lot of social construct and all the rest of it that goes into it. But I am like tired of seeing it as well. Like, I'm coming from a time where we never had Snapchat, we never had social media in the same way that we have it now. We never had filters for photos that you could just do on that application. So you generally got to see what somebody looked like. Didn't stop people from caking up and putting on makeup all the time, but they didn't have this extra Adobe Photoshop finish. And now it's just so commonplace that I don't even know what human beings look like anymore.
I like to call it technologically bleaching.
Technologically bleaching? Yeah, that's what it is.
That's what they're doing in these Instagram filters. Like what Stav was saying in the past episode of the Snapchat episode, where he was saying that his dark-skinned wife is looking like a light-skinned woman. He's technologically bleaching.
But then the thing is, also, my opinion doesn't really matter. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just 1 in a million, 1 in 7 billion people.
This is my thing. That I think with regards to anything that involves women, and regards to this type of thing, if 100 men said that they didn't like something, and 5 million men said that they did, 100 men will matter more than the 5 million. I think it's got to that point now.
It depends.
Essentially, as Webb said, women don't care what men think about them. Women care what society thinks about them. Other women care what other women think. We've said this before. Women are more insecure when it comes to other women judging them. Your man can tell you, baby, you look fine, you look fine. It's like, yeah, but I don't know. Tracy looked good in her dress the other week. I will get the dress that Tracy wore then, innit? I don't give a fuck. If you're going to do what you're going to do, you're going to do what you're going to do. The way the media has made it so easy for women to change their looks and made it acceptable. They've almost fed them this belief that you have to look different to be accepted in whatever industry you're going to be in, what job or whatever. You have to look a certain way. The insecurity of certain women, most women feed and buy so much into it, to the point that kids at school Little girls at school won't play with certain other little girls. Little girls will only have a certain doll. Little girls will only do this, that, and the other to be appeased by their peers, which are other women or other little girls. And it goes up and up and up and up and up and up the echelon, up the scales to womanhood.
Mr. Wolf here. My daughter, I always bring my kids in, but my daughter had a birthday party when she was 5.
Were there any white kids there?
Yes, there were. There was a whole load of girls there. And I couldn't believe how much...
Don't scare me, please. Don't scare me.
And I could say this.
Don't scare me.
How much bitchiness was going on between the girls. They're all friends.
At 5.
Yes. And they're all friends, and there was about 9 or 10 of them. She had like a disco party. It was really fun. But one minute, this girl's not talking to that one. Oh, can you help me because this one's not talking to that one. Oh, can you help me because this? There was so much going on. And we're talking about 5-6-year-old kids. So when you're talking about the whole idea of the infighting and the whole idea of girls or women competing with each other, it starts from that young, And I've seen it firsthand, and I still see it today. I remember going on a trip, and the amount of school trip, and the amount of stuff that was going on there between the girls. It happens from that age, believe it or not.
Victim blamers.
And it feeds into them as 12-year-olds, as to young adults and as adults. But I digress a little bit.
So you don't think that men play a major part in the reason why women feel this way that they feel about themselves?
To be honest, I don't think that there's a wrong or right answer here. And I don't think that either party is incorrect in what they're saying. I think that Kendrick Lamar, freedom of speech, by the way, is saying what he prefers and what he would like to see. And I think there are some women who may listen to what he's saying and think, you know what, you got a point there, Kendrick Lamar. There's people in society that may think, you know what, he's got a point. And there's some media outlets or whatever may think, okay, yeah. And there's other people that are going to think, you know what, this guy's chatting a whole lot of rubbish. So there's 2 different parties there. I don't think that we need to go too deep into the fact of who is wrong and who is right, because I don't think there is a wrong or right answer. I don't think that either one of them are wrong.
I do think that it highlights something though. I don't think that black women, maybe not all, I'm not saying all, but I think there's a large group of black women that don't trust black men anymore, man. They don't trust us. So whatever we say to them, they're already giving it like a look of questioning, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, but that's because of the spectrum of black men now, isn't it? Like you had the black guys in the middle who weren't part of any conscious movement. They weren't thugs, but they were in the middle, and their actions have contradicted their words. Then you've got the people that went into this ultra conscious, that's it, ultra conscious movement and all the rest of it. And there's not all of them, there's a faction of them that are doing this ultra conscious thing, but at the same time their actions are contradicting their words. Then you've got another, so like from what I've understood about women and women's understanding of men, it's words and action, and probably action more than words. So we've got too many representations of contradiction of words and action for a woman not to have a lack of confidence in men, in black men in particular. So I can put my hands up and say that's what's going on.
Do you think dark-skinned women will be easier to take the critique and opinions of light-skinned men?
I don't know about that. What I do think, and what I did have a bit of a problem with regarding this humble thing, is that there's still, as far as I can see, a way of how can it be between the dark-skinned women and the light-skinned women? A bit of what you're saying, but in the reverse. I think that it's a case that, I don't know. Sometimes I think people are still trying to punish women, light-skinned women, for being light-skinned. I think it's still a case. Like, there was a lot of people that was like, there's only light-skinned women, and they're not even. Some of them was even saying some of these women are not even black, stuff like that, which you wouldn't really say like it was a man. I don't think they would say a lot of stuff like that about a light-skinned man.
I know I saw a trail that was saying that the girl who was on screen when he said about the Photoshop thing, they were saying that she had weave, and then somebody had to go and do Inspector Gadget and go and find out that was actually her hair. And they were like, yeah, it wasn't. What was it? They were calling it a 4C or 3C or whatever it is. She don't have 3C hair. How can that be a black girl?
Exactly.
And I was just like, God, you lot got time, man.
Okay. Also, one thing that I left out of this controversy or backlash was it was brought to, because I think there was a thread that a lot of the people were feeding off with. Somebody was upset, mentioned it in their Twitter feed, and then a lot of people fed off that, and it kind of branched off that. And somebody in this Twitter feed said, well, how can a man who has married a mixed race or very, very light-skinned woman tell black women with natural hair what they should be doing? Because you didn't choose a dark black woman. You chose a very light woman or a mixed race woman. We weren't even sure. And then that was his own issue, which is similar to what Wahala is saying as well, that because he married a very light-skinned woman or a woman who happens to be mixed race, what then does that have to do with his choice in saying that he still wants to see natural-looking women in the media?
I don't think there is anything that he needs to say with that. One, he was with that woman for 14 years. So it's been a long time that he's had this particular preference that they're talking about. And two, again, what, is she not a black woman now? I don't get it. When did we stop saying that mixed race people are black? When did that one stop? When it's Obama, everybody's saying he's the first black president, blah, 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 blah. Now, because we're talking about Kendrick's woman, suddenly she's not black. She's a mix, she's a this, she's a that. I don't get it. Either the person you're claiming is black or they're not.
So anyway, let Stavros talk about his actual opinion before we move on in the subject.
Go
on. I feel that people looking to moan about him saying that he wants to see women with less makeup or women that aren't photoshopped and see natural looking women in the media in terms of their bodies, let's see the cellulite and the stretch marks. If you're moaning about that, then go to hell. So I just think that you're looking for something to moan about. Stavros, if you ever listen to the whole of season 1, you'll know that I prefer a natural woman, and this is natural hair, no makeup. I want a woman that wakes up looking almost like how she looks for the rest of the day. That's what I always say. You go to sleep and you wake up, look at the same woman.
That's what we all like.
Yeah, on this table, I think, yeah. But maybe that's not all men, and that's fair enough. Everybody has their own opinion, and everybody has their own choices of what they like, and women can do what they like. I know I chose a woman that fit into the criteria of what I liked, but I don't see there's anything wrong with saying that you want a natural woman. I think there's something wrong with saying you want, well, sorry, not even wrong, but if you want a woman that wears makeup and wears weave or whatever with her hair, that's also fine. But for you to say I want a natural woman, and for women to say how dare you say what you want or what you think we should be like, because I think women should be natural. And if you say, how dare you say we should be natural, then I think you're a bit, it's almost like a retarded way of thinking. Why would you be stupid enough to say that I shouldn't be natural? If there's nothing wrong with saying that I want to do more than natural, that's fine. But for you to say that you shouldn't ever tell me I should just be a natural woman, it's wrong for you to then tell me what I must be doing with myself and with my body. I just think that you're looking for trouble. So sometimes, in this instance, it seems like these women are looking for trouble. And any men that's backing up this backlash, chop a penis off.
Swing, 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 and chop, chop, chop.
Anybody got anything else to say before we move on?
Just quickly, hypothetically speaking here, if your wife was of different taste to what you liked, I don't know.
She wouldn't be my wife?
What I'm trying to say is,
spit it out.
Is that it's different a little bit to Kendrick Lamar's scenario, isn't it?
What?
That he's speaking about what these black women should try to look like. Yeah. And the woman that he has looks nothing like the woman that he's speaking
No,
about.
he never mentioned dark skin or light skin. He said he wants, he did say afro, and his woman seems to have straightish kind of hair. But most black women don't have straight hair. So he's saying he wants black women to have afros. So that's that. I know with me, because a lot of the time it's like I jump into these arguments and people will be like, yada yada yada. And then if I was to show them a picture of my wife, it mirrors exactly what. So nobody could ever come and say, how dare you talk about that with your light skinned straight haired partner? And I could say, well, my partner's dark hair, natural hair. Dark skin, natural hair, no makeup. That is actually what I'm married. So I can show that portrait, but it wouldn't matter. I could marry a white woman and still say the same thing. This is what I feel black women should do. You should be showing your daughters that it's righteous to be natural. Yeah, by all means, if you want to put something on top of your beauty, if you want to put a little bit of makeup on, or whatever, then by all means, once in a while. But if that shouldn't be your ideal, that shouldn't be the default. That shouldn't be what you feel you need to do when you wake up in the morning.
Yes.
It's righteous to be natural.
Wow.
But Kendrick Lamar actually has a song called "No Makeup," which is on one of his earlier mixtapes.
Section 80.
Yeah, or earlier albums, his first album, and that was my anthem at the time, because I'm a big no makeup kind of person, and he put it very eloquently. So if you want to go back and listen to that song, he will tell you. I think he's even got a video for it.
There's no uproar about that song because
he wasn't big back then. He wasn't as big back then.
He wasn't famous.
Okay, we're gonna do one before we start talking about children and schools. We're gonna get into some political talk. Does the political administration you grow up under have an effect on the type of person you become?
Political administration meaning
conservative, liberal.
You sound a bit Americano.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then Labour or conservative.
Okay.
Republican, liberal, left, right. Stavros is gonna say.
Can you read the question again for me, please? This is Mr. Wolf.
Then you'll be the first one to answer.
Okay.
Does the political administration you grow up under have an effect on the type of person that you become?
Mr. Wolf is very big on parents having the biggest say in the way that children are and how they become. I think that society and the environment, of course, has an influence. But I believe that if you are brought up well by your parents, and there are some parents who believe that they're doing the right thing and sometimes they're not. I believe that if you're brought up in the right way, then that would be the biggest influence for me. And no matter who is in power, I don't think it will make that much of a difference. I do think that people can be influenced. Let's say that we have a black prime minister, for example.
Dun, dun.
Dun, dun. Yeah, well, I think that can have a positive influence on my children, and I can maybe usher them into looking at that and saying that you can do this or you can do that. In terms of some of the political people that are in power now, I would never usher my kids into looking at that environment and maybe suggesting that.
Well, no pig shagging and Boris. This eating club. No.
Nah,
you
mate.
don't want your son to join that club?
Nah. No chance, mate. There's a lot that goes on in the political scene that is not pleasing to the eye. If you can kind of read a lot between the lines that you don't really want to get involved in, and you try to live your life the best that you can, try to provide for your family, and try to leave a legacy. And my thing is, first and foremost, be the greatest parent that you can. Be the best role model for your children, and not only for your children, for your nieces, for your nephews, and those young ones around you, because you are leaving a legacy, hopefully, God willing.
Okay, so you feel that political background that you're growing up in has very little bearing because it's the parents that raise you.
That's the plan.
Okay. Anyone else?
That's the plan.
I think that it has some. Oh, voila. I think it has some bearing.
Everybody knows his voice now.
That's if they listen to it. You might be the first time maybe listened to it before. I think it has some bearing on your background. The political background has some bearing on the way that you're brought up. But I think I'm a bit like what Mr. Wolf's saying. I'm saying it's more of a case of how your parents are and how they see their political backgrounds themselves. And also, obviously, what changes that administration makes to the society that you live in. So, okay, let's talk about the fact that Labour now are talking about these free school meal things that they want to do going forward. Now, that might make a major difference to your schooling, because then you've got free school meals. You can keep little things like that. Can be like, oh, I can keep my pocket money to do certain things. Even that can, change the way that you look at the way of your day-to-day living compared to somebody else like us that will say, boy, we had to save up as much money as we can, so we didn't have to eat all day and all week and blah, blah, blah. So I think things like that could potentially make a change. But I'm a bit more like with Mr. Wolf, and I'm saying that whatever your family push towards you, or whatever way that they say, things are, you're just going to go with that.
Stavros is saying that politics is politics, and you're living in the world of politics, and these people run what you do. So you gave the example of the food, then that has a direct effect on what happens for the rest of your life. There's people growing up that said they were embarrassed when they had the tokens or whatever it is they get, how they got this free food, and it made them say that I would never do that for my children, and it made them feel that I'm gonna make sure my children have the best kind of clothes and all that stuff. That small little thing there, that if you were to give it universally to everyone that went to a public school, then all of a sudden it's like that's not an issue anymore. So that would be something where you would just eradicate all that shame. That certain children got from you just eradicate it straight. So I'm saying that if you have a child that grows up under 15 years of conservative power, then I believe that child will grow up differently if they grew up under 15 years of Labour power, especially if it was Corbyn Labour.
God damn, UKIP power, boy, jeez. Yeah.
So yes, Stavros' quick answer is yes, it makes a difference. I couldn't quite tell you how, but I feel that if you are rich or well off and you're under the Conservatives, you as a child of a rich parent, you'll be better off, and as a child of a poorer parent, you'll be worse off, and then that will have the effects as it splinters off, and vice versa the other way around.
Do you acknowledge that it's had an effect on your life? And what effect do you think it had?
Everything has an effect on my life. I couldn't tell you what it is. I think it's very nuanced. It's very small. So it's not something that I could point out to you, because I couldn't tell you what it was like the other way. I couldn't imagine what life would be like if the power was different when I was growing up, because God knows what the difference would have been. God only knows. Nobody can gauge if for those 5 years or for those 10 years that Labour were running things, Conservatives were running things, these things would have been different at the time. I couldn't tell you. I'm not going to pretend like I know.
Council tax.
And that's that.
Stuff like council tax.
So, who's next?
Wibbs, you were going to say something?
Yeah. I think it was mainly answered between Mr. Wolf and Stav. I think if your parents come from a conservative background and all they know is conservative living, they will pass those into their child, and it will go on and on and on. So I think it does have an influence on your upbringing.
You know the direct influence that I think I noticed, yeah? Obviously, like, my dad and that came up in probably Thatcher era, yeah? And beating your children then was something that was totally acceptable. And me coming up in the era that I came up in, it's no longer acceptable. That's like a major difference as far as I'm concerned. Like, before there would be...
I think that's more a social shift than a political shift.
Is that a change of times? Or
the politics followed the social, not the social following the politics.
You think so?
Definitely.
And then who runs the world, the social or the political?
No, sometimes the social people, the idea generally is bipartisan. It's not about whether it's left or right. It's just that the views generally have shifted from it is acceptable to spank, beat your child, to it's no longer acceptable. And it didn't matter who was in power, they were going to bring that along with them.
How does the term PC come into play? Simple.
PC, what do you mean, like pussy clout?
Check, pussy. Check. Pussy.
Political correctness.
How does that come into play?
Yeah.
I think that was more, that's more social than political.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is weird. It's called political correctness, but I think it's more social than political.
As I thought. I think that it has a lot to do with your is it social background?
What's that?
Not social background. What am I trying to say? First class, upper class.
Oh, your
class system.
Yeah.
I think that, if you come from a family that is upper class or that has a certain amount of money, I think in some ways you can live outside of the political system, regardless of who is in power. You can do as you please. You can buy what you want and you can get what you want. You can take your child to whatever school you want and you can travel and even take them out of the school during school times and go on holiday when you want.
Okay then. So talking about school and living outside school, do you guys think you should be able to take your children out of school during normal schooling times? Because somebody took their school to court because they got charged £60 because they took their child to Disneyland during school time.
£60.
£60 was the fine.
Is that the beef thing that everyone's going
Out of principle,
it was the principle.
He said, "I'm not going to pay," and I think that he's right.
Yeah.
This is Mr. Wolf. I think that. Sorry, the world that we live in now is just the world that we live in now has just gone crazy. I mean, it is absolutely crazy that that a school is going to, one, fine the parent, and then two, the court is going to accept the fact that he must pay the fine. There's a big issue with these holiday companies. As soon as half term hits, the summer holidays hit, the price of a holiday goes from a couple of £100 to £1,000+. Now, obviously, these companies need to make money. There's no doubt about that. We're looking oil charges and all these kind of things, but there has to be some kind of threshold here. You know, people need to get away from this crazy system. People need to go away and have some kind of enjoyment. Holidays help people to kind of enjoyment. Yes, people need to get that way and kind of recharge their batteries. And taking a child away from school for, I think it was going to be a week, is not going to have an adverse effect on their life.
You say that, and I'm against the fact that they're charging him in a way, but I also don't think that they should allow children to be taken out of school willy-nilly during the term.
I don't think they should be taken out willy-nilly. I think that there should be some context there.
No, the reason why I say that is because how do you stop? If you're going to say that you can take your child out whenever you want, which is fair enough, fine, then what stops those children that just don't go to school then? I need my child at home.
I think that they should provide proof of a holiday because,
why do I need to provide proof? It's my child, I do what I want.
But this is what legislation could bring forth. I think that there is some kind of a...
Man said legislation and bring forth.
Bring forth. I think that there is some kind of a plan that can be put in place.
This is the plan that they put in place.
No, but it's not a plan that is... a plan that
I'm disagreeing with both of y'all.
Helps the family.
Saying if the man wants or the woman wants to take their children out of school, then let them take their children out of school.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
No, Wahala's saying that's what you said. But then once Wahala brought in, so they can take them out willy nilly for, I guess, maybe reckless reasons and just have them. No,
but truancy is a big thing.
Truancy is when a child bunks off. In my opinion, it's not when the adult or the parent or the carer hasn't allocated or given permission for that child to do it. That's my idea of truancy. Mm-hmm. And I'm saying that if a parent wants to take their children out of school, then I believe they should be allowed to do it. I don't agree with them doing it willy-nilly for no good reason. Yeah. But if they're the parent, then they're the parent, and that's their child and their relationship and their business.
Okay,
I feel that that's their business. Let them do it.
Do you think that every child has the right to an education?
Of course they do.
Yeah, but if your parents tell you no, you can't go to school, that right's been removed.
It's for one. Even if you have a right for education, nobody's saying that the school system is the best education you can have. So if that's what's stuck in your head, that going to school is the best thing that you can have, then obviously, as far as I'm concerned, we lost the game already.
No, I'm not disputing that.
Not that I agree that everyone has a right for education, anyways. But even if I did, because I don't. There's no right for. I believe you should have the right to have the access to the education, but that's completely different than the right to education.
That's the same thing I'm talking about.
Well, okay, then having the access is having the access. But I believe that parents, there's good parents and there's bad parents, and and there's good parents and bad parents in loads of different aspects. So I might feel that you're a bad parent in one way. The way you dress your child, you're dressing your son in skinny jeans. You're setting them up, man. You're setting them up. That's what I might see as a bad parent. But if that's what they're doing, that's their business. So I'm not. Who am I to tell them don't do that to your child? That's just my opinion. So if their opinion is that I don't want my child going to this school for whatever reason, or I'm happy to take them out for any reason, then that's their business. It's not my business.
Who are you to tell them about their child? But we can tell all these women about their hair and their whatever.
I can tell a parent, I don't think you should allow your son or daughter to do this. Yeah. And I can tell a woman, I don't like the fact that you wear makeup, and I do both. But if they don't like it, then that's their choice to not like it. When I'm telling you individual to your face, I don't like what you are personally doing. If I'm talking about society as well, by all means, society can push back and say, I don't like you having an opinion. But then that's when I think it's like, grow up. Everybody's got an opinion. For you to say you don't like my opinion is a bit silly. If you don't like me attacking you, or what it might feel like I'm attacking you, then by all means say, I don't like you attacking me and telling me what I should and shouldn't do. But if I'm just saying I don't think people in general shouldn't do this, then listen to my opinion and shut up there.
Shut up.
The thing about this is, I've got vested interest in this subject now because obviously,
yes,
man got a daughter and that, and I can envision that when she's at school, I will take her out of school when we have to go on our annual family reunion holidays and stuff like that. And I don't think that anyone should be able to tell me nothing, because I'm trying to figure out what the loss or the benefit is to the government or society for my child not to be in school but be with me.
I can tell you how the school looks at it.
How does the school look at it?
It's not really a government thing. The school will impose the fee or the fine.
How do they look at it?
So some of the things I've heard from actual teachers is that we have a curriculum set. We have plans that we put into place with the children that we know we have in hand. So we have 20 children in this school. I'm going to break them into sets of 5. Obviously, you can't count for sickness and whatnot, but this is the normal. This is what's going to happen. If you then say that you're going to take your child away, I can't do this curriculum for them. They're going to miss out on this 1 week, this 2 week. There's a way I have to kind of make this back. So what you have with a lot of parents is, okay, but I'm going to take my child to wherever I'm taking them to for a week and a half, 10 days, 2 weeks. Can you give me the work that they're going to catch up on? So this is now extra work that me as a parent, as a teacher, has to do when, it's like, it's not my job to deal with that. It's my job to deal with your children when they're here. It's not my job to deal with your children when you've decided to take them out of the environment that the system or the government has provided for you.
Yeah, so your curriculum is shanked because I've taken my child out. So
have I paid my school fees?
Yeah, but you mess it up for all the children.
Have I paid my school fees?
How do I mess it up for all the children? They don't stop.
It's not private school we're talking about.
Doesn't matter. You pay for your child to go to school, yeah?
Through taxes.
Okay, so the teachers are paid for. Everything is paid for. If I'm taking my child out, I'm taking my child out. You're still getting paid at the end of the day.
He's got a good point there.
Okay, so then do you have a right to complain if your child now comes and fails the exam?
If the child comes and fails the exam, I'm not going to... Even if I didn't take the child out of school and the child come and fail the exam, I'm not going to blame the school for that.
A lot of people would, though.
Yeah, because that's because the lot of people are letting the school entirely teach their children, and they don't have no meet up or sync meetings with the children after the school to find out what's going. You think my daughter's in nursery at the moment? She only goes 3 days a week. Yeah, understand and know that I know what's going on. They write reports and stuff to say, oh, this is what she's progressed and this is what she's done and this is where she needs help and this is where. And I'm saying to them, you do realize you're writing stuff that she's doing, that she has been doing since she was like nearly 1. Yeah. Or just after she was 1, she's been doing this stuff already. You're only just writing this stuff now.
Before I got to you, she was doing this.
Exactly. And they're saying to me, oh, your child's really advanced and, she should really be, she might not go to the next class. She might jump into the class after that. And I'm saying to them, well, yeah. And they're like, well, we can see you're doing work at home. I don't find that to be something special or extra. I think if you've got a vested interest in your children, then you should do that. So the school, I'm expecting my child to be ahead of the curve at the school anyway. So if the teachers then say to me, oh, we've got a curriculum and by taking her out, you're going to mess up on the curriculum, I'll ask them straight away, where is she as far as progress is concerned now? And if they say to me that she's ahead of the curve, then what's your problem?
Do you find it? Hang on.
If they say that she's behind, then it will then change my decision slightly in the sense that holiday is going to be more homework on that holiday. That's just it.
Do you find it slightly condescending when they tell you that she's doing so well? She's actually quite a bright child. I'm amazed in how well she's doing. It's like, yeah, she's my daughter. What do you expect? That she's just born and I just rolled her out to you?
No, but they are comparing the child to the other people in that.
They compare.
Then the other kids are stupid, isn't it?
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. It's about talent and it's about skill. And it's also about...
that the parent doesn't have to give to the child.
Well, no, it takes a lot. It's not sometimes your child, like my daughter's bright. She's just naturally bright. And I say that because I've watched her before I even had any influence with teaching and all the rest of it between me and her mum. She's just naturally bright. I was lucky in that sense.
Amen.
So
blessings, man, blessings.
All we've done is just not taking that brightness for granted, because some people will say, oh, she'll do all right, and just leave it at that. No, we're constantly pushing her boundaries. I talk to her like she's a big person. It backfires sometimes.
That's why she calls you by your name.
That's what I'm saying. It backfires sometimes because it backfires sometimes because obviously she, like you said, she tries to talk to me like she's a big person or what have you. But it also means that she has I'm pushing her understanding. I'm pushing her need for an understanding. And I'm sorry, if they tell me that I can't take my daughter, I'll take them. I'll take her out of school. If they throw a fine at me, I ain't paying the fine either. Why am I paying the fine? How does this society work where anytime you do anything, you got to pay a fine? And it's like, what does the fine do? Is the fine going to stop me from doing it again another time? No, you're just taking money in, and what are you doing with the money? Well, what do we see from this money? It doesn't make no sense to me.
Laces their pockets. I think if you're a responsible parent, you will do what's in the best interest of your child. If you're going to take your child on holiday, you'll take your child on holiday. Ain't nobody going to tell me when I have a child that I can't take my child on holiday, take him or her out of school and go away. They're coming away. Simple as that.
The way I see it, the content that's in the textbook will be there when we get back.
Exactly.
The pyramids might not.
And I know with the educational system, as I've said, it's not the best system in the world. You can get a greater teaching from your parents, your surroundings, your culture, your upbringing, than you can from schooling system. They'll teach you the basics, but they don't teach you everything.
Yes, I agree.
All right, so
educational system's been the same for thousands and thousands of years, and it needs to change.
So just to flesh it out slightly, this dude that he won an original case, it went up to the top case in the land.
Hold on, sorry, are you telling me that he won the case and then they appealed?
He was telling you, and then you stopped him.
No, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I guess so.
They appealed it.
Yeah, it went up to the top level.
Fucking hell, these people got time.
No, they appealed it because if he does it now, everyone's gonna start doing it. And then again,
they can't just
no. But what's Steph saying?
The fact that they lost the case.
You say that, but then let's say that they win the case, everything's cool, and then every child in that school. Hold on, let me finish. Every child in that school is getting taken out 1 week before half term.
But again, it depends on how good your parents are. It's a question of good parenting. If you're going to take your child out of school, be prepared for the consequences, or be prepared to make sure your child
but that's messing up
is
the school.
covered.
Everybody's out.
You know
now.
what?
Everyone's gone.
But F the school.
You know what Wahale is saying here is that because imagine he won the case, then that means for the rest of the school year, everybody's going to be taking their child out of school. I don't think that people kind of live their life like that. Yeah. I think that's to the extreme.
I think a lot of people will do it because of that money thing that you just mentioned right at the beginning.
Okay.
Anyway, Steph.
Okay, no. Oh, sorry. Did you want to say something, Steph? No. What was gonna? Okay, go on. What was you gonna say? Go on. No, I'm saying I just realized what the real problem is here. The real problem isn't parents taking their children out of school. The real problem isn't the school fining you for taking your child out of school. The real problem here is the government or some responsible body should be going to the people that do the flights and saying to them that this is an unacceptable practice.
And I said that earlier.
That is the solution to the problem.
Yes.
I disagree with that. It's a free market, man.
No.
There's peak and there's off peak. That's how life works.
No. This ain't peak, bro.
That is it.
This is the extreme.
I'm talking even sensible here, yeah? I'll go as far as to say that if the airlines gave reasonable
increases,
fair increases, not even fair increases. If they gave reasonable prices during peak times, i.e., school holidays and what have you, they'd actually make more money because more people would be able to afford to do it. They would make more money.
They cover it. It is literally almost triple.
It's crazy, bro.
Triple.
Well, I disagree with that notion. As a hopeful one day maybe businessman, I don't want too much regulation on the business. Not too much anyway.
Better fix that shower first.
They when it comes to monopolizing, when companies monopolize, the government steps in. The government says, you know what, you can't do this or you can't do that. You know, so
unless the government's taking a backhander.
Yeah, of course. But the point being is that the government has the influence to make a change.
Okay.
You understand? So I co-sign what Simple saying.
Okay, well, the government, the Labour government, Mr. Corbyn, said that if he was the leader of the country, the parent that, like I was saying before, that lost this case once it went to the High Court, said he's going to take his child out of that school now and take them and put them into private school, because in private school he has a bit more control with this kind of thing where he can take his child when and where he sees fit. But Mr. Corbyn wants to add a 20% tax to private schools to pay for free school dinners for everyone that goes to public schools.
Is there
Is it
going
public
to
and
be?
private? It's not that way. Now, what do you think about that? Because I'll go first. Me, as somebody with a young child now, and I'm looking to put them into nursery, as I mentioned last week on episode number 14, the life and death episode. My wife got into looking even beyond the nursery section, looking into, I don't know, is it preschool or whatever it is? And she started looking at private schools that were around the area. And we realized, oh, well, this is, you know, it's something that we would maybe look to go towards, go down that road. And then, but we're not rich people. We're struggling middle class people, and maybe we could put her into that kind of field. But if you now start adding a 20% tax, it's almost like a tax for the rich to pay for the poor. We couldn't necessarily afford that, and it's getting to the point now. The question was that question: what do you think about this 20% tax? But also, do you feel that as we're all getting older, so this is a really private question, so if, by all means, tell me to piss off and don't answer the question if you don't like it. As we are progressing in life and we are earning more money in our respective fields, we are now touching into, or potentially going into, the category of we're rubbing financial shoulders with people that are traditionally conservatives. And when they're talking about taxing people who are in that kind of wage bracket to benefit the people that are earning less than us, do you now start thinking, I understand why people are conservatives now, because I'm earning conservative money, and I get it now that I don't want to get taxed for sending my child to private school, because I earned my way to make enough money to send my child to private school, not for you then to take the money away where I can't even pay for that to do it anymore, kind of thing.
I think that in this situation, it is hurting the wrong people, because they're trying to say it's hurting it's meant to, affect the very rich, but it's not. It's going to affect the middle. Like you just said, the people that's in the middle, that's just trying to scrape enough money to pay for private school in the first place. Some of these people are not even, when I say scraping, I mean they're not even being able to do anything for themselves. So these holidays that we're talking about, they're never taking them because they can't afford to, because they have to save the money to try and pay for the school fees. There's people that put their child in. I was listening on the radio. One person said they put their child in 1 year, take them out another year, put them in another year, take them out, because they can't afford to do the whole 5 years or whatever. So they're splitting it up because they want to have that private education, but they can't afford the full 5 years. So those are the people that's going to get hit much more, because they're just saying, no, I just can't do it at all, because you're adding that 20% on the top. So they're squeezing the middle and not necessarily fighting, hurting the people at the top, because they can pay that 20%. They can do that.
I think you have to look at it, Stav, as I don't think we were the privileged generation. I mean, you yourself, you had more than one job growing up, right?
At one point, I had 3.
Exactly. So we no.
At the same time. No.
So we scraped for
Stavros no understand.
No. Have to go to other job. No. We scraped for our money. We weren't part of the privileged class.
I had free dinners.
Exactly.
I did it, which is strange.
I had free dinners.
Is that what that was? I had 3 dinners at school.
Is that what that was?
Because what you hear, I hear stories of, like I mentioned earlier on, there's some people that said they were embarrassed with the free school dinners that they got in school. But with me, it was so normal in our schools that it's like you weren't the part of the minority. Enough people got free dinners, so you didn't get picked on for getting free dinners.
I thought it was part of the package.
You send them here, you feed them, you send them out. All inclusive.
All inclusive schooling, yeah. No, I think, yeah, like I said, it's the privileged generation. We weren't the privileged generation. A lot of us scrimped and saved and worked hard to get to where we are now.
Mm.
Where the generation that is coming up now is more privileged than we were, because they're getting things handed to them.
You know what?
It's like this whole millennial thing.
Well, we are the millennials.
No.
We're the latter part of it.
We are.
No. None of us sitting on this table are
We're
millennials.
Generation X.
Are you sure we're not millennials?
We're not millennials, bro. We're
You
not
might want to have a
millennials.
look, see?
We're
We're
not
not. We're not.
millennials.
Millennials are people that became adults around the time of the millennium. We were all adults way before that.
No.
Well,
when we became the millennium,
As
I
in
turned 18.
okay. Well then, you know
An
what?
adult.
Yeah, just turned into the adult at the millennium, is what you just said.
I wasn't a millennial. Web Slinger is not a millennial.
We damn know that website
Yeah.
went on millennium.
And Mr. Wolf is not a millennial.
So that means it's simple.
You bordered the line because there's not a specific date.
I thought it was like 1979 or
I actually know that. No, it's not. I know the date, and you two. I don't want to. I'm not there spreading your business.
I don't care.
But
You bypassed that day a
no,
long time ago.
you kind of like it's iffy. If you want to claim it, you could claim it. But the three of us can't claim it. You two can do what you want.
I just realized that throughout my childhood at secondary school, people were trying to embarrass me about the free school dinners. I only just clocked it. Like teachers were like, "Oh, you're having free dinners, yeah?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Like for me, that was the shit. I don't understand. Like, other people asking me, "Oh, how come you don't have to pay for school dinners?" I'm like, you pay for it? Do you know what I mean? Like I thought I was.
You pay for the swill?
Oh man.
And my school dinners were the lick as well.
Oh, yeah, the flipping cakes, man. The cake. The jam sponge. Shut up.
In primary
Ravioli. Come on.
in primary school, we had aunties in it. They cooked the love. They cooked the love there in the primary school and called it red rice. The full oyibo.
Red rice now.
All right, so it seems that this topic is dead in the water in terms of the private school thing. So we'll move on to our last subject, which is about this Pepsi advert with Kendall Jenner.
Pepsi.
Did all of you guys see it?
Nope.
Yeah, I seen that.
You want to describe it for web slinger there?
You describe it because it went in one eye and out the other.
All right. So what happens in the
one eye and out the other eye.
you cyclops you. What happened is basically in the advert you see all these different ethnics. So you see a Muslim photographer, female with did she have earrings and eye rings or something?
She had a ring in her nose.
Ring in her nose to make it funky Muslim.
New age.
Hashtag funky Muslim.
Yeah. So then you have blacks.
Breakdancing.
There's this other blacks as well. I can't remember what the other blacks are doing. You know, blacks are just always.
Was it a cello that the person was playing on the roof?
The Oriental guy. I shouldn't say Oriental. Apparently, that's offensive. The guy from the Asian.
Is it
Is
Southeast Asian?
Is that?
Yes, it's offensive now.
It's offensive.
It's
Stupid.
Is that PC?
I don't know what that is, man.
Is that
But
pussy colour?
I'm not disturbing them. They've got way too many people in their population to disturb them. Just call them Asian if that's what they want, damn it. So yeah. So they, basically in there, what happens is that there's like a riot. So you know the riots already. So it's all about. It's like a black. It's like a.
It's not a riot. It's a protest.
Yeah, it's a protest. It's almost like a parody of a Black Lives Matter, LGBTQ, NMLP matters protest thing. Yeah, right. So people out there with their placards, yeah, peace, yeah. And the police and the boy them is standing there looking menacing, innit? So Kendall, like all these other, so the Muslim girl is
Maybe I should have described this.
okay, name me, man. So the Muslim girl is doing her photos, yeah. She's doing her photos in her shop, and I think one of the black. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Now you know it feels like, bitch.
You picked the damn shower. So anyway, basically what happens. Let me finish. I'm getting there. I'm actually doing a stab as well because I always complain that it takes so long. So basically what happens is the Muslim comes out from where she's taking her pictures to come back to go to. Why are you laughing for? To go out.
Muslim comes out, the Jew in it.
Yeah, exactly. So to go out and take her pictures. The blacks start coming around from the dancing or whatever to come down to the protest. God. It's a joke.
So basically,
It's a
a
joke.
Muslim and a black and a Jew share a Pepsi.
No. So what happens is Kendall Jenner is modeling, yeah, and there's what?
What's it fucking Jesus?
What's wrong with this guy?
What's he even saying? Because
It is so much nonsense.
Even the
The description of it is nonsense. So anyway, Kendall Jenner's doing her modeling, yeah.
Is the Muslim doing the photo shoot?
No.
Okay.
So somebody else is doing the photo shoot. So she's doing a modeling, and then she sees the protest, and what she does is she removes her weave or wig, hands it to a black woman.
Hold on.
You have to
She
add that
does not hand it. It's almost like she just flings it
at
in
the
her
black
face.
woman, like take this bitch.
Yeah, that's what she done.
Wear this hair.
That's exactly what she done.
You know,
I know
you love that weave.
Yeah,
I
know you wanted it.
It was blonde as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was blonde. So then it released her black hair, which made her look a bit more ethnic. Because you know the Kardashians are a bit ethnic in it, because they got that Armenian or whatever they're in there. So then she must have walked out, right, in the protest, like in the middle of the protest at the top, takes a can of Pepsi and hands it to the policeman that's meant to be they're all protesting against. The policeman then drinks the Pepsi, smiles, and then everybody dances.
That's bullshit.
Fade to black.
That is actual
Fade to
bullshit.
death.
What the hell? What the fuck?
And in the background, there's a Venga out sign. All right.
I wish it was there. I wish
Somebody photoshopped it.
I wish it was there. So then, do you want to explain what else happened after? I think I'm not the best at explaining.
Okay, so obviously as the description is, I mean, it was a poor description, but you got the idea that they tried to. It was a poor description, but they tried to throw in all the cliches, all the minorities, everybody. You know, I'm sure you had gay people holding hands. I'm sure you had blacks and Muslims.
They were dancing.
Kumbaya, bruv.
They might as well have been tap dancing and said, "Yeah, man," when it was in the video.
Basically, I think you need to see the video to understand how nonsensical it was, and then there was a backlash from everybody. It wasn't just from, because for me personally, a lot of it was, you like you said, is Black Lives Matter, and then people were the ones that got upset with the thing, because giving a can of Pepsi to riot police because they were wearing riot gear, even though it wasn't necessarily a riot, they were wearing riot gear, it's not gonna pacify any kind of police person.
How do you know that? Have you ever tried it?
You try. You go there with your dreadlocks down, give him Pepsi. See if you don't slap you in your face. Baton to the face straight away.
What's this? Get out of my face, darky.
But you know when
long haired darky,
when she hands the Pepsi Cola thing to the policeman, isn't that supposed to depict the same image of that woman who was about to get arrested by a riot police when she was standing?
Some people are saying that. Yeah. Some people
because it kind of looks like that in some ways, because she was there by herself and the police came, and rather than arresting that woman who was doing nothing.
I think that's a bit of a reach, because as long as you have a woman, because Kendall Jenner's the star of the advert, handing something to the police, a riot police, who are always going to be in a line, it's always going to look the same. For you to make that not look different, everybody would have to be crowded around her, and then you couldn't film the advert. So for me, it's a bit of a reach. I don't necessarily think they're going for that, but it did have some sort of similarity.
Do you know what? See, the thing about this advert, yeah, although it was utter foolishness, contemptible utter foolishness.
Yes.
For me, it only just screamed what I already know already.
Which is?
You know that advertising and marketing or PR board, you know that there was an overwhelming act of oyinbosity happening on that panel.
The word has come back, people.
I love that word.
Oyinbosity.
That is it. That was
for
what
men.
That is
white men.
That's all that advert proved. Like, because first of all, you have to come up with the pitch. You got a wireframe. Then after you've got a wireframe, someone you have to sell on the idea. And after you sold somebody on the idea, you have to give them visuals. And after you give them visuals, you have it goes through so many levels.
So many.
Before it can see the light of day, that it has to be a long, hard, cold train of caucasity and oyinbosity before it gets to the public.
Look, I'm telling you, there was a Muslim, a black, and a Jew that okayed this a long way.
There must have been one black that was like, yeah, man. Sure is a good idea. I see the Pepsi. I drank it before.
Yes, massa.
But I don't know. About the whole thing for me is the way that black. Remember we used to talk about earlier about Black Twitter and the power of Black Twitter.
Yeah.
Black Twitter went in, and then that was it.
Not everybody went.
But
don't limit it to Black Twitter.
You got to give, because Black Twitter is the one that always starts this, and that's why people don't want to give them their props. Give them their props. I will say this. I will say this. I don't know for sure, but Black Twitter was responsible for them memes, and those memes were the power. Those memes were the power. When you can start to evoke the spirits of Malcolm X and MLK to make a point,
then you know it's serious. I saw a man standing at the window with an AK looking at the window saying, I ain't got no Pepsi, just Coke in my fridge. Come on now.
Come on, bruv. Black Twitter was the one that went in first, and I think it started that movement. And the way that it pushed a big conglomerate like Pepsi to actually cancel the ad, because the ad's been cancelled.
Yeah, it's been
It's been removed.
They pulled the ad. But again, this is what vexed me on the other side, and also let me know that this is, again, ultimate oyembosity now. They pulled the advert.
Hashtag winning.
Yeah, they pulled the advert. They made an apology saying, oh, this was supposed to be an all-inclusive type of
Holiday.
you know what I'm saying, like new global image and what have you, and we're really sorry if we caused any offense. We didn't mean to.
They had a new logo and everything in it.
Yeah, and then they went as far as to say, we also like to apologize to Kendall Jenner. Now, from my limited understanding of how these deals work, yeah, she didn't do this for charity, innit? She got paid, innit?
Yeah, but they're basically apologizing to
The
her because they're
image.
saying because they've messed up your image. We didn't mean to.
Hang on, so you telling me that she didn't know the script of the advert before she went and gone and did the advert?
They also the advert. Everyone thought it was okay.
So why are we
obviously.
apologizing to her? Get out there, what do you mean? Shut up.
We are not apologizing. Pepsi are apologizing.
Why Pepsi apologizing
Why not?
to her?
Why not? It's given that.
Bun
Do we think that that Pepsi have been so much discredited that they're going to lose a lot of money from this?
No.
Because this, the switch part of this is that it's made so much publicity now that it's actually worked for them, hasn't it?
Anybody that bought Pepsi before
Still gonna buy
is
it.
still going to buy it now.
Especially now they've apologized for it.
And moreover, there was a dip apparently when the video went out and the backlash happened, and they lost. This is really weird because the news reported it as a plummet.
But is that market share?
Plummet? Wait,
And
and they
what
lost. What was it in their share price?
Yeah.
They called it a plummet. Yeah,
Mm.
0.21% or 0.12%? It was less than 1%, and they called it a plummet.
So nobody really cares.
Bruv.
That's still your market share. That's not your sales.
And also, apparently, Coca-Cola
Not a
went
big
down.
chunk.
Coca-Cola went down a little bit around about the same time, also under 1%. So, in answer to your question, no.
If I'd think of it, I probably would have bought Pepsi tomorrow if I was a Pepsi drinker. Do you know what I mean? It's not something that I think I would probably even think about.
That's what I was
That's
saying.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
But it was just so interesting the way that they got pushed back, and I think that for one, they need to start getting these. They need to start looking into getting this data that they're stealing from us anyway, and looking at who's these big people that's making big movements, who's getting the most retweets, who's getting this stuff, and they should start using these people for their marketing.
But it's not, again, you have to also take into account, this is not the first time it's happened. In fact, this year, Nivea had a campaign saying white is purity.
As it should be.
The campaign said white is purity.
What's the problem with
That got pulled as
They
well.
got pulled as well. And then somehow, because of this whole thing that's going on, someone retweeted an old advert that PlayStation did in Holland about when did the PSP come out?
Years ago.
Years ago.
Must be about
time.
5, 6, 7 years.
Longer than
Well,
that.
so they had the original PSP, then
When
they had
Jesus
a
was a
white
baby.
a white version.
White Jesus was
And
a
for
baby.
the white versions coming out, they had this this advert, which was basically a dark skinned black woman being held by a really light skinned white woman with really pale white woman with her blonde was almost white hair as well, and she was holding the black woman by the face. There was outrage about that. They got that advert pulled as well. So it's not unprecedented. It's not new. And it's not a huge ethical thing where the company goes, we realized we were really wrong. What they're apologizing for is the fact that they've made a marketing campaign, pushed it to market, and they got it so wrong. Not that it's insulting, it's that they got it wrong because they've spent money now, and now they have to find a way to try and divert and what do they call it? Pivot. They now have to try and find a way to pivot and make that small loss a massive gain. At the same time, like Webb said, it's out in the media. We're talking about them. The name is being venerated, like hashtag Pepsi, hashtag PepsiCo, at PepsiCo. Like it's
For them, if I was them, I would just cut the bit where the woman gives them the coke, play 2 Drake in the background, and make it look like a bashment, and be done with it. Because they don't even have to. Apart from that particular bit, people wouldn't even have been that bothered about it. It's just the fact that they went to go and give the Pepsi to the police guy.
It was a poor advert from beginning to end, and it had it was very insensitive to people that are actually protesting and getting hurt out there whilst they're protesting and getting arrested and whatnot. And just to pivot, because I said it was going to be the last question. I lied. Gotcha. Because it does touch on this. The talk that Simple Simon just did about when you're in the public persona and you have to change your opinion and you have to pivot what you've done. French Montana has, in fact, let me do it verbatim. He sent out a tweet recently. There was a woman, we think, who sent out a tweet saying the fact that French Montana thinks anyone cares about him, and then an emoji face of like I don't know, like shock, fake shock. And French Montana tweeted back, "You musty, crusty, dusty, rusty asshole with them nappy ass poetic justice braids. Take your cum drinking, dick banging ass somewhere and be humble." With prayer hands as an exclamation. He's getting back raw now because of did I say back raw?
Yeah.
Well, that's a new word then. He's getting
that word was Sahara.
back raw. Yeah, why not?
No,
Back raw, backlash.
Backlash? Back raw? I'm rawing on your back.
I don't think black should say backlash, you know. That sounds very slave-like.
Once we started like analyzing it just there, it did actually, that was straight away what came to mind. Because I was thinking, what's backlash then? And then when I heard backlash, I thought, lash on your back, innit? And then I thought, okay, but anyway, that's a sad issue. So, okay, then he's got some...
Back raw sounds like sex without a condom.
Very much like it.
Yes.
Bare back raw.
In your back door.
Well, you people are just filthy, that's why. Innocent people like me don't think like that. I think it was the nappy part, because he's talking about her hair.
Nappy-headed hoe.
So people are saying he's an Arab. He shouldn't be using words like this. What do you guys think?
As an Arab...
He's an Arab.
He's Moroccan.
Yeah, he's Moroccan, isn't it? I would say Moroccans are Arabs. Like,
Yeah.
He's not black Moroccan. He's an Arab.
He's an Arab, mate.
And
so
I would.
if I'm wrong, holler at me at Stavros Boss or at ESN Podcast and let me know.
I would go as far as to say that What is the question you asked about it? Sorry, say that again. What's the question you asked?
Should he be using language? Can he?
Oh, okay.
He went OTT cussing the woman, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
But can he use the term nappy when he's talking about a black woman?
I would say yes. As an Arab, he has historically got racism within his upbringing.
I knew this. I knew that was coming.
Yes. As you know, Simple Simon will tell you that I believe that white people are racist, all of them, and I don't mean that in the sense that every single white person is an EDL member. I mean that in the sense that they don't actually know any better. And equally, Arab people are the same. If you don't know about it, the transatlantic slave trade is one that we talk about all the time, but not many people talk about the Arab transatlantic slave trade, which actually happened prior to the transatlantic slave trade and was actually longer. Yeah. So Arab people have it in their genealogy to be racist. They don't even realize it.
But what's that? So you're saying that because of the past that he may not even know about, but just because of the past anyway, he should not have been using those terms to be derogative against the woman. To be honest, I don't understand why he needed to take it into a case of being derogative to the woman in the first place.
I don't know either. She okay, so you have somebody who's up on the mountain and somebody who's at the bottom or near the middle of the mountain makes a comment about the person at the top of the mountain, and he made that person more important than himself, and then overreacted in such a...
I want you to understand, she didn't even directly talk to him. She didn't at him. She didn't at French
exactly.
She just put in the hashtag.
Exactly.
So it's not like she was looking for him to find her, if you know what I mean.
Exactly.
It wasn't even a hashtag. You have to go looking for that tweet.
Wow.
Well,
he could have been brought to his attention. Maybe somebody retweeted it that knows him and he saw it on his timeline. But my thing is this, yeah. My thing is this regarding it is it was the differences between the two factions. So there was people that was backing French Montana and there was people that were backing the girl. Like people were like, well, she sent for him, so then he sent back for her. And there was other people that was like, are you crazy? You're talking about, you know, he just meant to mention that she didn't call him out, if you know what I mean. She just said something about him, and then he went at her. Look how he's calling her this, and it was quite derogative in multiple levels. It was sexist. It was, if you want to say racist, you could say it's racist as well because of the way he was talking about the texture of the hair. and it was aggressive, man. It was quite aggressive as an abuse. And if you're the type of person that felt intimidated, you could have felt very intimidated that this person could do something if you saw you on the street.
That, to me, I don't understand why there was that level of aggression. That was beyond, like, he must have been in his feelings about something else.
Of course, man.
Yeah,
obviously,
100%.
He's in his he was in his moment at that time. But at the same time, these are people that rap this kind of language anyways. If you accept it when they're rapping, then that's what they're saying to women in general all the time. Yeah, you don't want Kendrick to tell you that he wants nappy head. You don't want Kendrick to tell you he wants you to look natural. Yeah, then French Montana's gonna tell you you look nappy.
I know who French Montana is, but do I know any of his songs?
Mr. Wolf was going to say.
No, I don't.
You may know him from Krypton Conan's remix.
No.
Don't waste my time. Nah. He's on that remix.
I don't know that.
I don't think I know any French Montana songs myself,
I know lots of them, but I don't want to be the odd one out.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Wolf, what I was going to say is I don't care about French Montana.
Yes. Check.
First and foremost. For him, high five. High five.
You man
One
really
time.
did that. It was
So we actually done a high
awkward.
five. I don't care about him.
Who cares what he's got to say?
Exactly. My thing is with this kind of beef is like it's really irrelevant. And yes, he did go overboard. I remember one time when was it Jennifer Lopez when she said the N-word?
Did she?
She did, yeah, in one of her tracks some time ago, and it caused a little bit of backlash. And it's a big issue.
But Fat Joe says the N-word daily.
Yeah, but this is my thing.
But he's unapologetic about it. He'll tell you, I'll say it, and what are you gonna do about it?
I think in the society that we live in now, if you are not black and you say something derogatory, it's gonna cause some kind of a backlash. Period. I mean, imagine if DJ Khaled started saying the N-word.
He said it early in his career, and I noticed he stopped.
That's what I'm saying.
And once he got big enough, he did it on his early albums that the compilation albums that he had. He did it in the early couple where he did his ad libs, and then he stopped. Yeah. And I feel that once he got big enough, he realized, or maybe he got a slight bit of backlash,
advice.
And he's like, he said, nah, maybe not no more.
Advice
we the best,
Stavros.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah,
you smart.
You smart. You smart. I think he got advice. Maybe somebody just pulled him to one side and said, you know what?
You're on.
Do that.
Maybe it was Teddy Brockshot.
You know what I mean? So, I mean,
gone too far, bigger.
You're gone too
in terms of the nappy hair business, once again, shouldn't have been said, but who cares about this guy?
Yeah.
But,
all right.
I wanted to say something, but if you want to leave it, I can cut it off.
Go on then, quickly.
There was a time that, again, just so happens I was listening to ESN version 2 again, and there was a discussion about if you saw somebody attacking or abusing a black woman or any woman, would you defend that woman?
Was this ESN season 1?
Yeah. No, season 2, episode 2. And I remember Mr. Wolf shaking his head as he does before he answers the question, taking that deep breath and saying, of course I'll defend her. Of course I will. Mm-hmm. So this woman has been attacked verbally, whether it be online or offline, because I think we asked this type of question, and people are defending this woman, and you're saying, I don't care.
No.
We said we don't care about him.
I said I don't care about the man himself.
So you care about the issue itself then?
Yeah, like I mentioned in terms of Jennifer Lopez saying the N-word, it's a problem. You can't say those things. You understand? So I would always defend the black woman, but I think that the rapper himself, of even French Montana, I nearly forgot his name. I'm saying that he's irrelevant.
He by the way, the thing he did bring up, which made me laugh, is the thing that most people bring up. He was married to a black woman. He's got a black child. That's the first thing he brought. I got a black woman. I'm married to a black woman. I was married to a black woman. I got a black child. Obviously I can't be racist or I can't be have a problem against black women.
Really? Bastard.
Did you lot see that Ethiopian woman hanging out the window in?
I saw it.
Yes.
Where was it again?
It was in Saudi Arabia.
But she didn't die, did she?
Oh, was it Saudi Arabia or Kuwait?
She broke her arm or something.
Okay. Thank God.
Was it Saudi Arabia or Kuwait? I can't remember. One of the two.
It was the Arab Peninsula.
Yeah, for those that don't know, we'll tweet the story about it at ESN Podcast, and you can read about it there. So it was an Ethiopian woman
Yeah.
Yeah, and she worked for an Arab family as a nanny, I think, or as a housemaid.
I gotta get out of here.
We won't speak about the Ghanaian woman.
And
I think lost her life. She actually lost her life. They beheaded her.
Okay. And well, they need to know the story before that makes any sense. So this woman was being told that she was gonna something was gonna happen to her because she can't just quit and move. Under the laws of the country, for her to leave that job, she has to be given permission by her employers.
Modern day slavery.
So she can't leave the job, and that
quite literally.
From whom?
Arabs.
Yeah. So she thought they were going to. She thought they were going to kill her, basically. So the the Ghanaian woman in question had a similar kind of job, and they did kill her for what suspectedly what has been reported is that she allowed the child to.
Well, the child fell down the stairs. Didn't have, according to reports, didn't even have to go to hospital, and they beheaded her.
So this woman was trying to jump out of the window because she thought her employers were going to hurt her for some reason, and she dropped out the window. The woman of the house was recording her as she was hanging out the window, saying like, "Don't let me fall," in essence. And she fell, but she only broke her arm and whatnot.
But she fell.
She didn't want to break her arm.
She fell a good distance as well.
Sorry,
she broke her arm. She did something to her ear. Some part of her side is damaged as well. Bit of damage to her head, but she's just not life-threatening pain injuries.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to underplay her injuries. That brings an end to a longish kind of ESN. Let's do the socials quickly and get out of here. I got to catch the last tube.
Okay, at Big Wahala on Twitter and on Insta. See you later, guys.
Don't tell a lie on me. I won't tell the truth on you. Simple Simon on Twitter. Peace. Simple Simon FB.
Fuck French Montana. Fuck Kendall Jenner. It's your boy Webbs. Twitter. What's going on? The actor on all the other socials. Peace.
Yeah. That was me applauding, by the way. Mr. Warfare. You can catch me on It's Yummy Online. It's Yummy Online on Twitter. And what's my Instagram again?
It's Yummy.
It's Yummy.
Fucking hell.
It's Yemi's Insta or something like that. Okay, Stavros Boss, catch me at Stavros Boss everywhere. Catch us collectively at ESN Podcast on Twitter and Instagram, and on Facebook. Catch us at www.facebook.com/ESN Podcast with an S, and you can also email us at esnpodcast@gmail.com.
Yemi's Insta, that's what it is.
Okay. Holler at us, send us questions, and we will answer them. We will get back to you. We will talk to you. We will shower you with our blessings. Amen. Peace.
Remember, if you ain't saying nothing, say a word.
To North London.
Bottom, pussy, bottom.